Welcome to the Deep Dive, where we cut through the noise to get right to the heart of what truly matters. Today, we're diving deep into a challenge that, well, frankly, plagues pretty much every workplace conversation. How do we make them truly impactful? Move beyond just exchanging information. You know that feeling, right? You walk away from a chat and words were definitely exchanged, but nothing really shifted. Nobody grew, no new insights sparked, just transactional. It really brings to mind that line by George Bernard Shaw. The single biggest problem in communication is the illusion that it has taken place. That just sums it up perfectly, doesn't it? We think we're communicating, but are we truly connecting, inspiring, and actually fostering growth?
It's such a powerful quote because it really hits on something fundamental. Uh, Most of the conversations we have at work are what our sources today call transactional. They're about status updates, assigning tasks, solving immediate problems, essentially, getting the job done. And look, these conversations are absolutely vital. Work wouldn't happen without them. But the critical insight from the Phoenix Performance Partners article we're digging into is that while these chats get work done, they often fall short when it comes to growing the people involved.
Okay, so they focus on the what, not the who.
Exactly. They focus almost entirely on what needs to happen, not who people are becoming in the process.
And that's where this really interesting idea comes in, elevation moments. I love that phrase. It just clicks somehow. What exactly are these elevation moments that Phoenix Performance Partners talks about? How do they work?
Well, that's kind of the magic of them. Elevation moments aren't these big formal sit-down meetings. They're designed to be brief, intentional, meaningful exchanges. And they have this dual purpose: accomplish a business goal while simultaneously elevating the human beings involved.
Okay, so doing both at once.
Yes, they help people see their own potential, feel genuinely valued, expand their capabilities in ways that those typical transactional chats just don't. And this isn't just about warm fuzzies. Research actually suggests that feeling valued, seeing a path for growth, it literally helps foster new neural pathways.
Really? Neural pathways.
Yeah, for greater confidence, adaptability, even intrinsic motivation. It makes that positive impact sort of sticky.
Wow, okay. So if this is about a shift in approach, not just adding more stuff to our already packed schedules, what's our mission today? What will you, our listener, get from this deep dive?
Well, the fascinating part, and this is key, is that these powerful conversations don't actually require more time. That's the common hurdle, right? I don't have time for this. The core insight is they demand more intention. It's a subtle shift, but a really profound one in your mindset.
Intention, not time. Got it.
So our journey today is to unpack 4 specific types of these elevating conversations. We'll give you clear, actionable examples showing how they differ from that transactional norm. And then, crucially, we'll reveal a practical daily and weekly practice, like a simple rhythm you can weave into your work life to make these elevation moments happen consistently.
That sounds incredibly practical. I'm ready. Let's unpack this, starting with the first type. Okay, first up, recognition. It's kind of the bedrock of connection, isn't it? But we all know what traditional recognition often looks like. It usually stops at a simple, hey, good job on that presentation.
Right. And while good job is definitely better than nothing, elevating recognition goes, well, much deeper. It connects specific actions to character, to underlying strengths, and importantly, to broader impact. So think about the difference. Transactional is, nice work in the presentation. Okay, fine. But elevating recognition sounds more like the way you adapted your presentation style when you noticed the client needed more detail that showed real emotional intelligence. That flexibility, that's exactly the kind of leadership we need as we grow.
Oh, yeah, you can feel the difference immediately. It lands differently.
It really does.
It's like you're shining a spotlight on why their good job was actually great. You take the specific action, adapting the presentation, and explicitly link it to a quality like emotional intelligence or leadership, and then you show the broader impact, reinforcing their growth and potential. I mean, I've done the generic praise thing and you get a nod, but when you get specific and link it, their face lights up. It's a totally palpable difference.
Exactly. That specificity is key.
Okay, let's move to the second type, challenge conversations. This isn't just about what work you assign, is it? It's about how you frame it.
Precisely.
Yeah.
Elevating leaders, they don't just hand out tasks or delegate in a vacuum. They frame the work itself as a genuine growth opportunity. something that stretches people, helps them reach towards their potential. So instead of the transactional, hey, I need you to lead the client renewal meeting next week.
Right, just the instruction.
Yeah. An elevating challenge sounds more like, look, I've been watching how you build rapport with our clients, and I really think you're ready to lead the renewal conversation with Morrison Industries. It's a fantastic chance to practice those strategic thinking skills you've been developing.
Hmm.
What aspects of this opportunity excite you the most? And what support would help you really nail it?
Wow. What stands out there is how it immediately brings the person in. It invites their perspective. It fosters ownership right away. It's not just a directive, it's a proper conversation. You're building their self-awareness by asking what excites them, and then you empower them by asking what support they think they need. It turns a task into like a mini development journey. But I have to ask, for leaders who are maybe more used to just giving instructions, how do they get comfortable with that level of openness, that collaboration?
That's a really good question, and it is a common hurdle. It requires a shift. You have to move from being the problem solver in chief to being more of a potential unleasher.
Mm-hmm.
It's about trusting your team, trusting they have insights, and trusting yourself to guide them rather than just dictate. Honestly, the comfort comes with practice, and crucially, seeing the results, the engagement, the ownership. It's an investment that really pays off.
Right. Seeing it work builds that confidence. Okay. Third on our list, discovery conversations. These sound intriguing, empowering people to find their own answers.
Exactly. Instead of just spoon-feeding solutions, these conversations are specifically designed to help individuals uncover their own insights, find their own solutions, and recognize their own potential. So a transactional approach might be, okay, here's what went wrong and here's how you fix it next time. Very directive.
Yeah, the classic fix-it mode.
Right. But an elevating discovery conversation asks questions like, what patterns are you noticing in your most successful client interactions? Or what do you think makes the difference in those situations? And then how might you apply those insights elsewhere?
That is a huge shift. From directive to, well, truly facilitative. You're not telling, you're guiding their thinking. It cultivates critical thinking, problem solving, and making them the active agent in their own learning, and presumably it builds their ability to tackle similar stuff independently later on.
Absolutely.
It makes me think of all the times I've instinctively just jumped in with the answer, trying to be helpful, when maybe the real help would have been guiding them to discover it themselves. What are some immediate benefits when leaders make that shift?
Well, beyond the obvious skill development, I think the biggest benefit is the boost in confidence and self-efficacy. When someone figures something out themselves, they own it completely. It builds a deeper mental model,
Right.
makes them more resilient, more resourceful the next time. It's that internal shift from, I need someone to tell me, to, okay, I can figure this out.
That's powerful. Okay, and finally, number 4, vision conversations. This sounds like where you really help people dream bigger.
That's exactly it. These conversations are all about helping people see possibilities for themselves, things they might not even recognize on their own. It's about tapping into that untapped potential, showing them a future they might not have considered. So, for example, a transactional vision chat might just be, you should probably work on your presentation skills.
Okay, fairly blunt.
Yeah. But an elevating vision conversation sounds more like, I've been thinking about your natural ability to synthesize really complex information and make it accessible to people. Have you ever considered how powerful that skill could be in, say, industry speaking opportunities? Honestly, I can see you becoming a real thought leader in this space down the line. What would that look like to you?
Wow, that's incredibly inspiring. You're not just giving advice, you're painting a picture, a really compelling one, linking their natural talents to a future impact, and then, crucially, inviting them to co-create that vision. It genuinely expands horizons. But is there a risk here? Can these feel forced or, inauthentic if a leader doesn't genuinely see that potential?
Oh, absolutely. Authenticity is everything here. These conversations cannot be scripted or just performed mechanically. They have to stem from a leader who genuinely observes their people, reflects on their strengths, and truly believes in their potential. If it feels forced, it will diminish, not elevate. The power comes from that genuine belief and the leader's willingness to emotionally invest in seeing that potential realized. It's about being truly present and curious about their future path.
Makes sense. Be authentic or don't bother. Okay, so we've unpacked the 4 types: recognition, challenge, discovery, and vision. Now, you listening might be thinking, this all sounds fantastic, but how on earth do I actually do this every day when I'm already swamped? Which brings us perfectly to the practical side, the daily elevation practice.
And again, that core message is so crucial here. It doesn't require more time, just more intention. It really is about weaving these brief, powerful exchanges into your existing workflow, not adding big new blocks to your calendar. One key practice the article suggests is to start each day with intention. Just mentally identify, say, 3 team members you'll aim to have some kind of elevating conversation with that day. And these aren't formal meetings, right? It's about approaching your natural interactions, a quick chat by the coffee machine, a brief Slack message, maybe a 2-minute check-in during a project meeting, but doing it with that explicit intention to elevate.
So being opportunistic but intentional about it.
Exactly. And this ties right into what they call the 2-minute rule. Most elevating conversations, especially when you're getting the hang of it, honestly take less than 2 minutes. A brief, specific recognition, a thoughtfully framed growth challenge, a quick discovery question, a possibility expanding comment. These can easily fit into those regular check-ins or even hallway chats. It's about the quality of the interaction in that short window, not the length of time.
That sounds incredibly manageable, actually. Less daunting than scheduling elevation sessions. And for those of us who like a bit more structure, the source also lays out the weekly pattern, like a rhythm to practice all 4 types.
Yes, the weekly rhythm is great for systematic integration, making sure you don't just default to one type. So, for instance, maybe on Monday, you focus on setting some growth challenges tied to the week's tasks. Tuesday could be your day for recognition conversations, looking back at the previous week's efforts, being really specific. Wednesday, great day for discovery conversations about current projects, asking those "what are you noticing" questions. Thursday could be for vision conversations, helping people think a bit bigger picture. And then Friday, maybe wrap up with reflection conversations, helping your team articulate what they learned, how they grew that week.
It's like a mental workout plan for your leadership muscles, isn't it? Making sure you hit all the key areas for developing people. And what's truly fascinating, and what the article really emphasizes, is how these small, consistent actions create this powerful compound effect. It's not just about one chat. It's the cumulative impact over time.
Absolutely. It's like compound interest for human potential. When you consistently have these elevating conversations, the ripple effects are profound. They start, obviously, at the individual impact level. People develop much stronger self-awareness because they're constantly reflecting. Their confidence grows, their capability increases significantly. You see intrinsic motivation start to replace just, external pressure. And their problem-solving, resilience, adaptability, all of it grows. It's genuinely transformational for the individual.
Right. And then that individual growth starts to amplify across the team, doesn't it? Leading to what the source calls team impact. You see strengthened psychological safety. People feel seen, valued, safe to take risks. You get vastly improved collaboration because people feel understood and supported. Innovation increases because people feel safer putting ideas out there. Accountability becomes more self-directed, which is huge. And maybe most strikingly, dramatically improved retention. People stay where they feel they're growing.
That retention point is massive. And if you keep this up, if it becomes truly embedded in how things are done, you start to see a fundamental cultural impact. Elevation becomes the norm, not the exception. It's not just the manager elevating anymore. People start having these conversations peer-to-peer. A growth mindset really permeates interactions. And the organization itself gets known for developing its people, which leads to sustainable performance improvements and becomes a magnet for talent. It creates this amazing virtuous cycle.
This is what the article perfectly labels the elevation multiplier effect. It's contagious, isn't it? When people experience being elevated, they naturally start doing it for others. Your leadership ripples out, creating this genuinely elevated culture. And in those cultures, people aren't just ticking boxes. They see potential everywhere in themselves. In others, they see challenges as growth opportunities, not just problems. They support each other, take ownership of learning, and find real meaning in their work. I mean, imagine working somewhere like that.
That's a powerful vision.
So how about we make this concrete? A challenge for you, our listener, a growth-focused challenge to put these ideas into practice right away, starting now.
Okay, let's do it. We've designed a simple 5-day challenge built to integrate right into your existing week. Day 1, aim for 3 recognition conversations. Remember, connect specific actions to character and impact. Day 2, take at least 2 work assignments you're giving out and consciously frame them as growth challenges. Highlight the development aspects. Day 3, practice 3 discovery conversations. Ask those questions that help people uncover their own insights. Day 4, have at least 1 vision conversation. Help someone see new possibilities for themselves. Paint that picture. And finally, Day 5, take a moment, maybe in a team huddle or one-on-ones, to facilitate reflection. Ask your team, what did you learn this week? How did you grow? Let them share.
That's a fantastic, actionable plan. And as you go through this week doing this challenge, really pay attention. Notice how these conversations feel different, not just for the people you're talking with, but notice how it feels for you too. Notice the shift in energy, engagement, ownership. When elevation becomes your default style, it's subtle, that shift in intention, but the impact, profound.
Absolutely. And remember, the core message here, in a nutshell, is powerful in its simplicity. When elevation becomes your daily practice, you don't just manage people, you grow them. And growing people, truly nurturing their potential, that's really the ultimate expression of transformational leadership, isn't it?
It really brings us full circle back to that initial problem, the illusion of communication. By consciously shifting our intention, by choosing elevation in those small moments, we move beyond just swapping info. We start creating real transformation. It's not about doing more, it's about doing differently, with more purpose, more humanity.
And maybe we can leave you with this final thought directly from the source material we explored today. Every conversation is an opportunity to either diminish or elevate the people around you. The choice you make in each moment shapes not just their performance, but their potential.
So, what choice will you make in your next conversation? We encourage you to carry that intention forward into every interaction this week and beyond.